Quick mention of Sean Patton, that kick out that carried the entire Monaghan defence and allowed Donegal to be 1-on-1, which led to Rory Beggan getting a black card and Hugh McFadden scoring a goal. Quite an incredible kick out, wasn't it?
But we had a brief discussion with Niall Morgan after the game on Saturday night about goalkeeping in general. And when you look at it, goalkeeping is really defined in what you can actually do, and about seldom now are goalkeepers picked for shot stopping because it's just not a facet. It's about 20% of what they're actually there for. The kicking is the main priority, and that's where you get lads who are squeezing a few more years out of their county career. I just think it's absolutely magnificent for someone like Raymond Galligan, who was a decent outfield player, but then he can get more years out of his career as a goalkeeper there, when it looks like it's coming to an end.
He's like a hooker in rugby, almost like a set piece specialist in a way.
Yeah, and the Graham Brody's, again, as you live long enough, you get to see everything. Shane Kern was doing this many years ago, and seen as daft as a brush and all the rest, and now it's just an accepted part of it. Rory Beggan, I saw score against Burren and Ulster Club from play. Now that was granted, he had a 45 that he played it short and took the return and then kicked it over from closer in and goal. Different was the Monaghan goalkeeper, the Monaghan minor goalkeeper that scored from play when he joined in an attack then 2 summers ago. But the level of detail that goalkeepers are putting themselves into, the sort of training aids of a heavier ball, and they seem to be, at least the current group, voracious readers of sports psychology and stuff like that, because it is the one position on the field that possibly needs a more reflective mind. You don't cannot imagine someone like Owen Mulligan, who was almost an entirely natural, instinctive footballer, or a Colm Cooper, sitting down saying, well, I need to read something by Dave Alred here about my process and how I go through it. Whereas, because, they'll try something that comes off genius. It doesn't come off, I could see what he's trying to do there. That was good. And then goalkeepers is completely different. There's no margin for error. And the moment that error that occurs out the field that wouldn't be at all noticed, they get panned for it. So the breed of people and the people who actually, are operating at that level, and they're all pushing each other on, that group of Cluxton, Morgan, Patton, Brady and Beggan. It's remarkable to see. It's a brilliant thing for Gaelic football, and that's why the back pass rule was so on Friday night was just such a regressive step for the evolution of.
I think so. I actually disagree with you in the sense, and I know you've been involved with teams, so and I'm obviously far more on the hurling side of things, but it's just one area only, and it rewards teams pressing up because it stops the piggy in the middle, which allows the team to get out. They're going to have to drive it a bit further up the field, and if teams are going to press up more, it means that there's always going to be more space at the other side.
Yeah, but
keepers can still join in general play once the thing gets going. So this, Brody attacking from deep, Niall Morgan like he did the other night, that's not affected.
Not protect. No, maybe you might be right. I just see it as a need to curb goalkeepers play in general. I mean, they might feel a bit of a hunted species once they see rules that exclusively affect themselves and themselves only. So take your point in that maybe it does stop a wee bit of play from a kick out, but I mean it's not going to stop the keep ball. And at the end of Dublin Tyrone, Niall Morgan was still able to be the extra man at the back, knitting together hand pass rules until they got it out.
I actually have a fondness for the idea of no back pass to the keeper if he's inside the 21 or if he's inside the 45, because I'd say 21 would be okay, because then at least he can still join play and do all those cool overlapping stuff that makes the goalkeeping position expansive and exciting, but stops the piggy in the middle type thing. But I'd say Imagine proposing that in the GA world. I think it probably just sounds too radical.
And like everything else, like you've got to make this work. And Boris, if you're playing Boris reserves, you gotta imagine the guy who's coming from 20 mile away to referee, and he's only getting buttons for it, and the pitch might not be lined, and all of a sudden, like, well, was he past the 21 there, ref? Or we got practically not. The offensive mark was not made with any sort of club league game in mind whatsoever. Sean Bugler caught one the other night. It wasn't really a feature of the game at all. It was quite a strong feature of the Calvin Fermanagh. Calvin really seemed to have Chris Conroy and Gerald McKiernan both made successful marks, and they had to kind of dive spectacularly to catch the ball, and that's when it actually looked good. It wasn't a feature the other day. You would think on a wet night like that it wouldn't anyway, because the only way of scoring was to carry the ball through the traffic and kick from 15 metres. Uh, but there you go.
Thanks for watching Our Game. Don't forget to like and share the videos, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.